live at the Democratic National Convention in Charlotte, North Carolina, and there is giant news on this first night of the convention. The 2012 Democratic platform fueling fierce controversy. Two big issues raising questions. First, the platform no longer states that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, and Republicans, including Governor Romney, are using it to say President Obama's commitment to Israel is weak. And that's not all. This year's Democratic platform takes out a mention of the word God. Now, that is fueling a Republican response. Much more on the convention controversies in just a minute. But first, tonight's headline speaker, the First Lady, Michelle Obama. California Congressman Javier Becerra is the vice chair of the Democratic caucus. He joins us. Congressman, nice to see you. And tell me, sir, tonight, looking at the the Democratic platform that you have, you no longer have the word God in the platform. Why?
Well, I think you heard the word God just about every other sentence here tonight, whether it was in English or even in Spanish. And so I think what you can say clearly to the rest of America is that we are looking forward to moving forward, understanding that we need the help of the Lord to make this happen in the right way for all Americans, especially the middle class.
Well, why is it removed from the platform? I'm really curious, because in 2000 there were 4 mentions. 2008 there were 7 mentions of God. 2004 there were 7. In 2000 there were 4. 2008 1, and it's just sort of curious that it was it an oversight, or was it taken out purposely this time?
I'm not sure that we're worried so much about how many times the Lord has mentioned in a piece of paper or in person. What I think we're concerned about is making sure that we have the help of the Lord to make sure that we get Americans back to work. And I think you heard it, the Mayor Castro, in his keynote delivery, talked about how every morning his grandmother would send him off to school with, "Bless you, the Lord. Let the Lord bless you." And I think it was very powerful to hear people talk about how we did this together. It's a we, not a me, as we heard so much last week. It's about all of us working together. Que Dios lo bendiga. May the Lord bless you. I think it was something very powerful to hear about how we work together and we build this country. And I think that's the message that the president wants to send out. It's about starting with the middle class and working our way up.
Well, the mayor's speech was a very powerful speech. I certainly think it's powerful and inspiring to many people, and he has an extraordinary story, and his mother sounds amazing as well. Nonetheless, it's remarkable. And nonetheless, are you saying that the platform doesn't matter, or maybe it doesn't, the sort of written platform of a party or your party? I'm just trying to figure out to what extent that the party even relies on it at all.
Well, I think it's a fabulous platform if you think about all the values that are embedded in it and how it talks about moving America forward. I wasn't involved in much of the work of the platform. I worked tangentially on some of the issues because some of them were very important to me. But I know that the platform is a statement of where Democrats want to take this country. And it talks about how the middle class is the cornerstone of building this country. It talks about how we have to get back to continuing to create those jobs that will put us as a country back to work. And it talks about doing the right things on immigration, doing the reform that the Republicans have blocked in the past, trying to make sure that we continue to invest in education. So I think it's a great platform. And while I don't know how many times it mentions any one word or another, I think that it's very clear that here all Democrats were talking about how we need the help of everyone working together, and certainly the help of the Lord.
If it is a great platform and one that's very instructive as to where the nation should go, one of the other things that is not in this platform is whether or not Jerusalem should be the capital of Israel. What should we take from that's not in this particular platform, in light of the fact that there's been some controversy? The Prime Minister Netanyahu, for instance, rebuked the president publicly when he's here in 2011, and there's a lot of suspicion that perhaps the relationship between the White House and Israel has been somewhat diluted over the past couple years.
I think if you take a look at the language in the platform when it comes to Israel, our strong ally and partner, and the relationship between our two countries, which I think everyone will not only recognize as being an indispensable relationship, but one which has continued to grow under President Obama, that what we are talking about is continuing to be shoulder to shoulder, the best friend that Israel has ever seen. And still at the same time working to make sure in the Middle East we're doing everything possible to be that broker of the ability to have those peace agreements, a broker of security for Israel and all the neighboring countries, and a partner in making sure that all countries recognize that peace in the Middle East, prosperity in the Middle East, is peace and prosperity for everyone else in the world, including the United States. So I think we have a very strong platform when it talks about the relationship between the United States and Israel.
Would you agree that it's always fun to hear the First Lady of the United States speak and that tonight was no different?
I'm sorry, to hear what?
I say that it's always fun to hear the First Lady of the United States speak, and tonight was no different. That it's always fun to hear from whether it's Mrs. Bush or Mrs. Obama, that it's always fun for everybody.
Absolutely, because you get to hear the personal stuff. You get to go inside the White House. You get to go up to the second floor of the White House where the family lives. You get to learn a little bit more about the family. And I think it's great, having 3 daughters, that they do everything possible to make sure that their daughters have a life of their own. And so it was a fabulous speech. She hit a home run. Let me tell you, we ran up the score on this one, and we're still in the first few innings of the ball game, and we still got tomorrow and Thursday to go. So it's been a great convention so far.
Congressman, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Greta.